Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to, I think this is episode 13 of the Monoxide Podcast. Introducing my co-host, Sean.
Yep, that's me. Hey, guys.
The usual 1M Durango, the tire slaying animal. We'll get the, you know, tire. You know.
I get a pretty good average 10 to 15,000 miles out of my tires.
You should have seen this lunatic today. So we were cruising back from the gym after the show, and he sees a GTR and then a Supra, and we just flying, typical Hellcat owner things. So,
oh yeah, I had to show him.
He always lets people know, like, yeah,
no respect for other drivers.
No, obviously not.
No. He's pretty respectful. I like the way you drive. You don't give me a headache. So that's why we get along. Like, he's not a hooligan, but he knows how to have fun. But let's introduce our guest. Jake Bird. Say hi. I don't know.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Jacob, young entrepreneur.
That's a good way to describe you. I've known you, so we're coming up on 5 years now. I'm coming up on my 5th year anniversary here in 20 days. And shit, man, I met you back, what was it? You had the A8, right?
Yes.
Back then. So you had a bagged A8. And the reason we wanted to have you on the podcast is you're pretty involved in the car scene. You have cool cars. You work on cool cars.
Yes.
Tell everybody about yourself and what you do.
I mean, I've been in the cars since a child, growing up with friends, family. We all are into cars as well. So I just kind of took that aspect and applied it to a working standpoint as well. And also using my passion for cars to generate good revenue and just be happy and live life and spread the love with others. So
I love that. I kind of started talking to you again a little bit this year once you opened a shop, which is 10 minutes from my house, which is kind of sweet. You kind of have this like newfound positivity. Like, you're really outwards now. Like, I at least from my perspective, I never really saw you the last few years outside of the couple rallies we did together and stuff. But and the photo shoots, but you just kind of got this outward personality. Did something change in you in the last few years? What's going on?
So I had realized when I'd start my business that people, they kind of tend to maybe look at running a business more of a money aspect rather than respecting their customers or just making everybody happy. So what I kind of changed is I'd seen a fair majority of my friends kind of get screwed over when it comes to getting the work done on their vehicles, whether it's like an alignment, brake job, detail, whatever it could be. So I just kind of wanted to create a foundation more based on making customers happy and doing good work, and then also taking care of my friends as well. So whenever they need anything, it's not more about money. It's more just kind of making everybody happy so that they can enjoy the things that maybe they not are able to afford, and just being that person that gives those people the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, that was kind of one thing that I touched on when I swung by your shop just to check out your spot when you were wrapping Justin's car, funny enough. And I was just kind of getting a vibe because I love it when there's new businesses around as well. So I know you used to work for other shops a little bit and just kind of cut your teeth doing that.
Yeah.
What made you finally decide to get your own shop going? I mean, you already kind of explained it, like you want to help out the homies and have a service-based business.
Yeah.
What was the final thing that you're just like, fuck it, I'm doing it for me?
So what had happened was I was working for a company, and when I originally started to work there, I was going to be doing one service only. And then there comes times when you're working for a large shop that you might need to kind of reroute what you're doing and help another person out. So there had been times where somebody else was struggling and I would hop in and help. And I felt that the person who was running that shop kind of saw that. I was able to do multiple other things from, installations to sales and stuff like that. So what kind of ended it for me was I was doing practically everything in the shop. And what I was hired to do, I wasn't even doing. So, and then I realized also that these people were getting constantly screwed over, just spending absurd amount of money, and it would never work out for them. And I was like, I can do this. There's no reason why. If I'm single-handedly doing stuff throughout the shop, I should be able to do it by myself. So that was just like breaking point. I was like, I'm just going to do this by myself and make people happy, make money, and just enjoy doing it.
It definitely seems like you enjoy it. I mean, and I remember kind of when you used to wrap stuff even back in the day. I can't remember if you helped Joey with G-Force at all. Did you help him with that
Not-
when it came to wrapping, or not really?
No, not in the beginning. I think Joey was actually doing that himself.
Yeah,
I
dude,
think he was
that's
using
how we
a
all
little
started.
cricket machine or something like that. He was sending out kits and stuff
Yep,
like that,
same
which was
here.
really cool. So, but no, I didn't help him out in the beginning. I didn't start helping him do installs till maybe 2.5 years ago.
Okay, so that was like beginning of the pandemic, kind of.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And he also will have he'll still send them out to other people too. So he still kind of does it by himself. But
Yeah, I was talking to him today at the Motorplex. Actually, just kind of catching up. It's really cool to see how far he's come and where he kind of took that rally. I mean,
Joey's blowing up. Shout out to the homie Joey. Seriously.
yeah, because you guys were hanging. I think you guys were chatting at that one birthday party or whatever last year. I think.
Yeah, over at, I forget whose house that was. Someone
can't remember
who does
who.
a rally with him too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joey's a great guy. Joey definitely has it on lock, especially what he's doing. He's young, ambitious. He's got drive, all kinds of cool stuff. So shout out to Joey for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about a little bit about the shop, whatever. So you mostly do. So I guess what's your bread and butter for the shop?
My services are detailing, ceramic coating, paint corrections, and wraps.
Okay.
So those will kind of divide into other things as well. So with the wrap aspect, it can be something as a basic color change. It can be a print wrap, spot graphics, cut graphics, all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, ceramic coatings can get pretty in depth. So that's kind of a mixture of a paint correction and then the application of ceramic coating. And then detailing is pretty much its own thing. That can be like wheel polishing or leather cleaning or extractions, all kinds of cool stuff. So they're all kind of diverse in their own sense, but end of the day, I can pretty much do anything. So, and then also sales is a part of my business too, because I have to reach out to customers and sell my products and stuff like that too. So
The best entrepreneurs are always salesmen.
yeah. I mean, I've done door-to-door sales too. I did door-to-door sales for a really long time. I got spit on, chased by dogs, doors shut in my face, yelled at, all kinds of weird stuff. The police have been called on me, but that was just me kind of trying to be diverse in myself and do something different. So that was pretty cool.
I was just curious. I was just like, oh man, I have a really bad habit of just being the only one asking questions. So I was just looking over at Sean and being like, hey,
Sean, what's up?
Yeah. I actually got to see you do some work. I took in the wife's car to get a detail.
Yeah, that was super
and
cool.
You did a phenomenal job because that thing had been driving in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
It was covered in salt, everything, and you cleaned it right up. And especially the interior, I got a baby, so it can be hard to
Absolutely.
maintain the cleanliness of your vehicle when you got baby bottles and food and all the wrappers
the chips,
and
the goldfish that are in between
finding
the seats.
finding all the food everywhere, and then you just turned it into a brand new car again. And it looks amazing, and I gotta get it back in with you pretty soon here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and also for reoccurring customers too, I usually give a deal. Just to keep them
same.
around, stuff like that. So prices change, all kinds of cool stuff, but I still am extremely affordable for anybody.
I think you and I are probably the same way in how we operate there too, because the number one thing I fucking hate is when somebody asks me for a discount, especially if I don't hear from them in a long time.
Yeah, and you don't even know them.
Right. There's that. But then I love giving discounts to people I know. For example, Sean, given that he's my podcast co-host here, I mean, I'll shoot your cars for free at this point. It's whatever. But if I wanted to go, shoot somebody that I've known for like you, for example, I've known you for years. I'll hit you up. Be like, hey, I got you, man. I'll knock off 20,
Absolutely.
30 bucks. And I'm sure you operate the same way sometimes. But yeah, no, it's weird when people come to you like, hook a brother up. I'm like, bro, I haven't talked to you in a fucking year.
Yeah, I get that all the time. Something that I've been dealing with my company is people see that I'm getting larger pretty quick, and
You are
they
growing.
want to get in and experience my abilities, but they always ask for a deal. And I've been struggling to kind of understand that or respond to it correctly. But for my friends, it's usually free. Majority of the time, I'm going to do something for free.
Yeah, and your close friends,
Yeah.
And if anything, they should. I always support small business, and even my friend, I have a bunch of friends who have their own businesses, and I never expect a freebie or them to discount anything. I want to pay them for their services. I want to support them, and that's the best way that you can do it is by paying for their services and not asking for free stuff.
I'll kind of I'll honestly assume that you're not my friend if you're asking for a deal.
Yeah,
that's the
honest,
same way.
you shouldn't be asking for it. If it's kind of like that, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. Like if you have to ask, I'm not giving you the discount.
Yeah, like if you're watching someone work sun up to sundown, and your initial thought is, I need my car detailed, I'm gonna go ask Jake, and then be like, hey, can you do it for this price? Like, I wouldn't assume that you're a friend, because you see what I'm doing. You see the hours that I'm putting in to build my business.
Yeah.
And then you're going to ask for a deal. Honestly, I'd probably charge you more.
I'm the same way. Yeah. I totally get it. I mean, especially I've tried wrapping full cars before, and don't get me wrong, the decals and the liveries, those are not exactly easy, but they kind of are. Like, I think with enough practice, you can get really good at it. The only thing, I think the biggest thing when it comes to wrap is probably time and putting in, like, it's just the hours. But when it comes to doing the legit thing, it's a different ball game, dude.
Yeah, you got to make sure your prep is on point. You're not like excessively using adhesive promoters or too much heat on the vinyl, or you're stretching it over or going too far underneath panels and stuff like that. But once you learn it, it's just like anything else. Once you learn it, you got it. So
yeah, no, it's and I've seen enough people wrap cars, and I've picked up, like, again, I know what a good wrap job looks like, especially when you actually pay attention. That's the other thing, because like that's the first thing I look when I see a friend get a car wrapped. I'm like, all right, let's see if they fucked him up or not. And I'm sure you do the same thing too.
Yeah. No, I will say that throughout my journey, there's definitely been some wraps that I'm not okay with, but I'm probably one of the only people, if not one of the only people in Minnesota, that will tell you how it is. Like, if I do something incorrectly, I'll be like, hey, I didn't do that right, and I'm not okay with it, but just rock it for right now. And then let's say they did it in the winter time. I'd be like, come back during the springtime or summertime, I'm going to redo it. It's all free, because I'm just not happy with the way it turned out. So that's how I like to do things.
That Aston you did was pretty sweet.
The Aston turned out phenomenal. So the guy who owns the Aston, I've actually done like 6 cars for him.
Shit, really?
Yeah, so that blue C8 on Forgiatos that I did all the carbon on, that's his car too. I did an Escalade for him, all kinds of stuff. So he's always supporting me, and he's a really cool guy too.
What did you do to the Aston?
The Aston got a full color change, and then it also got tint through my friend Brandon. He's the one who works at the shop too. He owns Designer Tinting. So he did all the tint on it, and then I did a full color change in satin black. So it's a pretty basic wrap, but definitely really cool to work on.
Yeah, cleaned up.
Yeah, but honestly, I prefer working on unique cars. Like, Astons are cool, Lambos are cool, but what
Builds.
I'm doing, right now I'm working on a fully built 240, and like, I enjoy doing that more. Even though it might not turn out as well as the Aston does, because the 240's extremely old and it was a drift car before, but I just prefer to do stuff like that because it's different. So
yeah,
and you'll see that out at like car shows and stuff like that. The Aston you'll probably never see.
Right.
So
I think it depends on the owner too, though. I think that's part of it too. But I think the more wraps you put out there, the more space you have to get recognized. And you're you're upgrading shops too, right?
I just moved, yeah. So I'm into my new shop.
Oh, you're fully moved over into the new one?
Yeah. You guys gotta come check it out. It's pretty dope. But yeah, I just moved over into my own shop. I'm actually doing a collaboration with one of my good friends, Brandon Sip. He owns Clutch Up. So we're doing kind of a little collaboration. He does like screen printing and stuff like that. And he also has a good amount of people in his car club. So that's going to be really cool, which will also bring business, and we can collab at car shows and stuff like that, which will be super cool. But
what's screen printing?
So it's like, like t-shirt printing.
Oh,
like this. Like, this is screen printed.
Yeah,
what Brian kind of does too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So he does merch.
Yeah, exactly. So he has like a machine that he can do all like t-shirts, hoodies, cool stuff like that. I want him to get into like jet tags and lanyards and hats and stuff like that, do embroidery. So that'll probably come in the near future. So
is he gonna be kind of like headquartered in your shop, or?
Yeah, he'll have the upstairs.
Okay.
So he'll have the upstairs, and then the downstairs is going to be like specifically workspace.
What made you decide to do it was time to upgrade? Like, do you have more shop space now too?
No, it's a slight downgrade. So
okay.
Where I was at before, that was like 2,400 square feet. This one's like 1,350.
Okay.
But it's my own spot.
Right.
So in a sense, yeah, it is an upgrade, but also it's smaller than where I was before, but I have the whole shop to myself. And Brandon's not going to be there like every single day with cars in there and stuff like that. So I still have the ability to put 4 cars in the shop and work on them all at the same time. So, but yeah, I guess it could be considered as an upgrade. But the reason why I moved out was just where I was before. There's multiple people in that shop. So trying to balance, we have mechanics, tinters, I'm doing wraps, and just like the contamination aspect of things too, it was definitely time to move out. So that makes created sense. Like a legitimate environment for myself too. So
that's sweet. And that was like the corner or whatever you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I'm the farthest one down from where you guys came. So.
I'll have to check it out. I'll come check it out. Yeah, because that was pretty sweet. Just I don't know. I just love seeing everybody's different operation. And now that you're going to be truly on your own, that's going to help you a ton too.
Yeah. I mean, if we go back 5 years, I was definitely on my own. But right now, I can't say that I'm doing this by myself anymore because I do have a couple friends to help me with like disassemble and stuff like that. So, but I'm kind of creating a little bit of a team. So that's super unique and fun. And just knowing that the people that I have working on these cars, they can take them apart properly, put them back together properly, or if I'm subbing anything out to any friends for like paint protection or tint, that's going to be done correctly and I have nothing to worry about. So I've kind of turned into 100%. I was on my own. Now I'm like 80% on my own.
That's good though. Cause like, I mean, the path for any business is you want to be focused on the business and be less of an operator in the business. So that's going to happen over time.
Yeah. The goal is definitely to foresee everything and not be doing everything. So hopefully that time comes soon. That's what I'm driving towards.
Slowly but surely, man.
Yeah.
Quality work speaks for itself though. I mean, you see that with shops over and over again, or anybody who just kind of puts quality out there. There's something to be said. And when people are happy, there's nothing more important than a happy customer. What's worse than an angry customer though is a angry but quiet customer. The ones that silently talk about you. Like I know people like that. I have friends like that, and they'll come. They know that they're these people. Like they won't leave the bad review. No, they'll badmouth you. But it's like you can only fix what you know.
There's also people though that will talk about your work that aren't even in the same like area as you. They're not doing those types of things. They're working 9-to-5 jobs at McDonald's. And they come out to car shows and they'll talk shit about your rap.
I'm guilty of that. I'll be honest. I'm guilty of talking shit. But
you have a little bit of experience. Yeah. You know a little bit of what you're talking about.
I'm talking about people that literally have no clue what they're talking about.
Yeah.
That will just talk shit about like a fully built Supra or something like that. And they're like, oh, he should have done this or he should have done that. It's like, okay, well, what do you have?
Yeah. Armchair quarterbacks. Yeah. So. I can only think of one time I did that, and it was so blatantly bad. Like you
realize what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my god. But what's it called? Tell us about this build you've got going on for yourself, the R32. What's going on? Anything there?
The R32 has been definitely up and down, but as of right now, I hope to have it out this season. A lot of people have been anticipating this car for sure. When I got it, it wasn't the best. It was a drift car before, and now it's like fully built street car, show car. It's got a full Pandem kit, 3-piece weds, like all kinds of stuff going on. Fully built Neo. It's a RB25 single turbo. Like I'm doing everything I can, but I've had a couple downfalls, like a bad paint job. I got a really bad paint job that was super depressing, and then just stuff going on with my motor too. I had my motor built, then it blew up. Now it just got fully built. So the money's been fluctuating with that car, but when it's said and done, it should be a pretty nice build. So it's what I've been dreaming about. I've always dreamt to have an R32, and now I have a Pandem R32, so a little bit cooler. But I've built so many cars. This one's the one that I'm like pouring my heart into. So I want to use it as something to showcase my abilities, from vinyl to coatings and keeping the interior clean, and just an all-around super clean build that when people see it, they know that it's me. So
I think that's a really important thing, like just distinguishing yourself. Like for me, like the Volkswagen doesn't distinguish like, oh, that's monoxide. That's just a placeholder.
Yeah, I liked your wrap though. That was pretty
the
cool.
Kinder Egg
Yeah.
thing. I wish I kept it on longer. I probably should have just converted it to monoxide. But after I was done with Whiplash, I was like, I didn't want anything to do with it anymore. Just move on to the next thing. We'll see. I have a couple half wrap ideas in mind, or like partial kits in mind for this year. I'm still playing around. I do want to do something though. I just don't want to be another white Golf. But at
It's clean. I like Golfs.
yeah, they're fun, dude. It's a great car. I
like
love
all
it.
generation of them.
Yeah, but yeah, Mark IIs are my favorite. If I could ever get a build of a Mark II one day, like that's in my top 10 car garage. Like it has to be in there. Like it's just that I don't know, man. Especially for anything pre 2000s.
Yeah.
Scratch that, pre 1980s.
I was gonna say like the boxy style cars. I got a thing for that, like E30s and stuff like that.
Or
I
even
love,
like old Chevys, like
yeah,
square bodies.
Yep,
I love
yeah,
those.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love squared out
Yeah.
cars that they're timeless. You get in it, you feel a specific way when you're cruising. People love to look at it. I love old cars.
Yeah, no, weren't you looking at it like
It was
the Beamer?
E30 right-hand drive 318 Ti imported from UK. It was a touring,
Jeez.
so it was the wagon.
Yep.
And oh my gosh, I fell in love with it just
When
because
did you see that?
it was in it's in Shakopee or Prairie Lake.
I think I had seen that car actually.
Yeah, and I was gonna trade for it, but then I decided that I need to downsize my garage and not just trade. So I was like, okay, well, the car that I wanted to trade, I'd rather sell and get the money for.
What were you gonna trade for it?
A 97 Z3 BMW. It was a
It's not a bad
convertible,
trade.
and the guy said that he hasn't had a convertible in a while, and he was actually
He was contemplating.
he was contemplating it, but he was like, maybe you could throw some cash on top of it. So there I am going backwards. I'm not only am I trading, I'm also giving him money, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I don't want to do this. and luckily, like the guy went out of town, so couldn't make the deal. Like that, you make the rash decision, and then I had time to cool down for like a week, and then I decided, the more reasonable part of me was like, no, don't do it. Like just sell it,
Being
get money
patient
for
is
it.
always good. I make those bad decisions all the time.
Yeah,
I'll go buy something. I'm like, why the hell did I do that?
Yep.
Like I could have put that money somewhere else. But
Exactly.
It is what it is. Now I'm stuck with it. So.
yeah. And I wanted to say something about like your guys' cars. Our cars are extensions of ourselves. Like you're saying, like
absolutely.
you want your car to reflect your work, and that's extension of you. You're showing yourself off through your car, and I feel like a lot of people can see that, especially they see really nice R32, they go, wow, that looks amazing. And if you can keep it in that condition or get it to a better condition, then people associate you with that.
I think that's a good point.
And for you, like, it's so crazy that you just drive a white Golf and you don't have like a half wrap or anything on it, because you're like the most ostentatious person that I know. You are bubbly and you just like fill a room.
I am a flashy motherfucker, and that's to be said.
I can't go anywhere without you like going like, hey there, how are you? Like, you have people coming out of the
You guys just kept
woodworks.
walking away from me today at the show. Like I started a conversation every like 10 feet, dude. Like
Exactly. It's like I just gotta
just
go,
watching
dude.
you.
I gotta. I'm trying to go do something else instead of like talking to every person that we pass.
it was wild, dude. Like it's just every car show. Like you go 10 feet and somebody's like, "Hey, what's up?" It's just like, oh my god. Like I can't be a dick and be like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" Bye. I actually forgot to say hi to somebody else today. I was like, "Yeah, I'll catch up with you." Damn, I forgot.
Well, and that's kind of the point of the podcast, and you say this pretty often. It's because, like, if we talk to you at the car show, we only can talk for so long before we have to either move on, or there's somebody else that's like, it kind of comes up and is like, hey, like, what's up? And then,
or even the same for you. Like if I saw Jake at a show, right, then somebody comes up to you like, oh man, you start catching up with that person.
Exactly.
It's like you only have those small moments to talk with people at shows. So that's kind of why we're kind of doing this, just to go beyond the meat a little bit and just kind of chat in a long form. How often do you talk to someone for an hour unless they're at your shop, right? Like if you go to a car show,
no, it's quick.
yeah, it's a quick like hi bye situation. But No, man. Yeah, the Golf isn't going to be an extension of myself for very long because whatever I get next, it's going to be fast, loud, and I will be annoying about it.
I
Just don't buy a G.
support that.
Buy what?
Don't buy a G.
No, fuck that. Actually, dude, I was driving the other day. It was like last week. I was coming home from work, and this G35, like I passed him like slowly. Like I'm just cruising in sport mode, so it's like, maybe 200 RPM up or whatever, because I like killing polar bears, whatever. And this dude flies up on me. It was like a white G35, and just bah, 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 bah.
That's so annoying.
No, but it was dropping flames, and I was like, all right, I'll give him that. Like, because he had like
pop bang tune.
yeah, but he had like one or two flames. And I'm like, okay, but there's traffic. Stop that.
Yeah. You're scaring the children.
You're scaring the children. But no, who knows what it'll end up being. But I was really happy with Joey's input today because like I was talking with Eric, my buddy with the McLaren, and he's like, you should get one of these RS3s, the new RS3s. And it's like, you could just get rid of the Golf and daily drive this year round. I'm like, yeah, it's really cool. And then Joey was like, no, but if you're trying to do what you do, the Supra just makes more sense. Like it's a little more flashy than like an Audi.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And that's always kind of been my goal, is just, especially after Texas, like I really want like a 800 horsepower Supra, but
yeah, we can cruise together.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
That import life.
Well, it's not even the import life for me. It's just, being a photographer, I've driven, and probably the same for you, I've driven so many cars.
Yeah. I don't even have a number.
Dude, and yeah, like you love your Euro cars too, right? Like and I love my American cars. Like they, it's difficult for me to cultivate a top 10 list, and probably the same for you. You've driven so much shit. Yeah. Same thing, like Sean. You've seen so many cars. It's just like,
yeah, you even have a nice collection. So
yeah, I've
nice diverse collection.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's an extension of my personality. I got big American muscle and then tiny Euro.
The tiniest Euro.
The tiny little Euro man and my big American
BMW that you can buy that's still M.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, I can't wait to see that 1M hit the track this year. It's going to be fun. We're going to be doing some autocross this year. So I just finished doing some prep. I think I might have to do one or two more things on my car, but we're just stoked for that. But tell me about this. Like, what's your plan with the R32 like setup? Because the RB25, like that's a pretty solid motor. So I mean, what are you trying to go for like power wise in that thing?
Well, so that motor is notorious for an oil failure.
Okay.
So they have really bad oil return. That's already been fixed and finished on the car. I would like to. This is a kind of a high guess, but I would like to be somewhere around 750 to 800.
Okay.
That's a really like kind of out there guess, because to get a 25 to that power, it takes a lot of money.
Yeah.
You could just build like a RB30 or a 26 or something like that. But I want to be somewhere around like a conservative 600. I mean, the car weighs nothing. So
yeah, probably like what, 2,500 maybe?
No, like 23.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's super light. But now that I just put 3-piece wheels on it and a full kit, so we might have added some weight to it. But I mean, consider that power to weight. I mean,
it's still gnarly.
I'm out here dragging supercars and stuff like that. Like it
doesn't take much to drag a stock supercar nowadays.
Yeah. So it like it's definitely a fast car, but I just want it to be like super presentable as well. So I shaved my bay, the bay sprayed. I'm gonna do a full wire tuck, so it's literally just gonna be motor, like intake piping and turbo in a sense. So like a super clean bay, but I'd like to be somewhere around like conservative 600, healthy. Don't worry about it blowing up or anything like that. So
yeah, you've always been kind of a show car kind of guy,
Yep.
but I'm glad that you're gonna have a little bit of power to it to match.
Yeah,
Well, no, you had that M3 for a while, right?
Yeah, the M3 I had for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Fully changed that car. That car is making good power as well, but that was more show car than anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could still drag people in it, but I was still getting walked by a lot of stuff too. Like I'd get dragged by like 335s. All kinds of stuff.
Those 335s can be pretty gnarly builds, though, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I love 335s too. Those are great cars, but also super notorious for failures.
Yeah.
As soon as you put power to them, they're failing. But
yeah, no, I'm stoked for that. That's gonna come together real nice.
yeah, I've had tons of show cars, and then something that you probably have dealt with as well, having a nice car, and then I'll buy like 2 other cars and fully build them. So I'll have like 2 fast cars and then a show car, and then I'm in debt. So that aspect of my life has completely changed. Now I have one car that I've completely, put all my money into and make it what I want to be while still having a nice daily driver and stuff like that too. So
Have you seen the Netflix show Fastest Car?
Mm-mm.
So there's a guy on there. He actually owns a wrap shop, and he has like a 720S McLaren. It was like this cool color flip one, I think it was. I can't remember which wrap it was, but like
I
that for
hate
what
McLarens. I'm just putting that out there.
I gotta sit in my first McLaren today, and it was a Eric's 570, and that was so comfortable.
it's surprisingly comfortable for sure.
Did the door cards fall off when you shut the door?
No. I mean, I gently pulled the door down.
I'm gonna have all the McLaren guys mad at me for this.
Well, yeah, I know the reliability isn't there, but like I was like very careful since it wasn't my car, so maybe give it a
good whack.
Yeah.
No, but the reason I bring that up is because, like, for whatever reason, you remind me of that guy, because he owned a wrap shop down in Atlanta or whatever, and like kind of had like a humble beginning like you, and then just, oh no, man, just but the guy was like very low. You'd have to see the show. You kind of see what I'm talking about. You've seen it, right?
Is that the show where they take supercars versus like built cars?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah,
I think I might have seen a preview for that where they do it like on like an airstrip or something like that.
Yeah, airstrip, and then they did it on a salt lake, I think, at some point. It started getting a little silly at some point, but
I feel like that's kind of common with a lot of those types of shows.
I remember
They want to like get into a specific crowd of people
Or
that
get
they
it, like,
want watching
closer.
it. Yeah.
yeah, they're trying to like
Drama.
market it to the general population,
Yeah.
not just to
Car
car
people,
people.
yeah.
But I remember there's one episode, one of the supercar guys was a photographer. And
Yeah,
it made
Pepper,
Me,
yeah.
it made me think of you because I'm like, oh, like he could do that. He's a photographer. He's really good at it too. Except this guy gets like flown out by his super rich friends to like come take photos of their like really nice cars, and he drove a McLaren MP4 12C. I'm like, well,
no, that was a Huracan. He had his Huracan on that show, the yellow Huracan.
I think we're talking about different people then, because he had like a MP4 12C that he was driving, and I'm like, well, that's kind of a supercar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, because I know that for Fastest Car, Pepper Yandel, he had that yellow, what's it called, Huracan, and he would basically get flown. Like, he shoots for the top 10 richest people in the world, like people that do not do tax returns. You don't know about these motherfuckers. All right, these are nation states, so he actually gets flown out to like Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and just different fucking ball game, dude. So
yeah, why don't you get flown out to Abu Dhabi?
Because I suck, Sean. Because I suck at photography.
I don't know, dude. Some of your
definitely do
posts
not.
get a couple hundred likes.
Yeah, a couple hundred. Like, dude, I remember when I used to get thousands of likes, and then Instagram's like, no. But now, like,
Shut down.
I mean, it's like I'll have a few photos do good here and there,
No, you
but
do great work.
no, but Reels, like, that's just kind of where it's at right now. So I have a couple ideas there. I mean, even if we check the one from today, I just went back on public just for shits and giggles. Let's see what we're at.
Yeah, I've been trying to focus on Reels for my company right now.
It makes more sense for you, yeah. Like the one with
Yeah, I just saw that video that you posted that was like showing off your technique.
Yeah, the
It's
Q60.
super clean.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
get a
Mark shot
GoPro.
that.
Get a-
I have a GoPro.
Dude, is that what you're doing?
Dude, I don't have any ability or time to sit down and edit.
Time's a big thing, but if you
That's
wanted
why
to
I have
even
people come do it.
if you ever wanted to record and just have like Jason or someone edit for you, but even then, the video you posted the other day, like the behind the scenes, was really cool.
Yeah, Mark came out and did that for me. His friend, his name's Mark Ruchko. We go back to like high school times.
Was that the Ukrainian guy I met?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was really cool.
Yeah, so he does cinematics and stuff like that. He's also into real estate, so that's super cool. But he's kind of more leaning into the car scene now and just getting better at doing videography. So I'm just trying to give him an outlet in a sense.
Yeah,
you know?
props to him, dude. His video is pretty good. I'd love to do video and all that stuff, but just the gear that I can do it with my current gear, but I'm not happy with it.
I mean, this kid's got like a $12,000 setup.
No, his setup's
Oh my
legit.
God,
I was holding it in my hands, and then I was checking it out. He's a few tiers above me when it comes to gear.
Yeah.
And like I tried to upgrade one time, and then I just didn't like it. So now I'm just kind of waiting for the night. There's a whole bunch of reasons there's a certain direction I want to go. And like for me, it's like I'm not gonna do it unless I do it right. So
Yeah. Another thing that he's kind of struggling with, no offense, Mark, but he's struggling right now because he feels that even though he has a really nice setup, there's other people that are doing better videos with cheaper setups. So I think right now he just needs to focus on like using everything that he has and becoming better with
It's
it.
hours, dude. That's the thing. And honestly, I like this photo that he showed me. It was really sweet. I think it was with the BMW. I was like, holy shit, you took that?
Yeah, he does really good work. He's just gotta put himself out there.
There's that too. There's reps to it, right? Like I always tell the story of like how I started. And I started, going to car shows. I would take photos and then I would just tag people like, hey, check out this photo. They'd be like, oh, cool. Can you send me that? All right, cool. Email or phone number. And usually it's phone number. So they get full res. And then, eventually I started doing private shoots with Nathan.
I remember when you started.
Yeah, dude, it was $30. The two of us would split it $15. And that's how it started, man. Like, and there's just something to be said for reps. A lot of people, they want to charge a lot right out the gate, or they want to get paid, or they want to shoot the supercars first. Fuck that, dude. No, first of all, why does somebody with a supercar have to care about your existence?
Exactly.
Or anybody for that fact, like anybody with a gnarly build, for example. You just got to take what you can get, put the reps in, and, some people, a good amount of people know how to do that. Anybody who knows how to network knows how to do that. But yeah, I think, what was his first name? Mark, you said?
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, it's escaping me. I remember his last name for whatever reason.
Yeah, he's got a really easy last name to remember.
Yeah, but
I know exactly what you're saying, because same thing with my company.
Yeah.
I wasn't working on the cars I'm working on in the beginning. I was wrapping like freaking Honda Accords and shit.
Exactly.
And I was cool with it. And I was doing details on, shitty cars that these details that I was doing, I couldn't even get some of the stuff out because of how bad they were. Now I have cars that come in that are almost already clean, and I can just knock them out and still make the same money. The prices have never changed, so.
Yeah, I'm just curious for my own sake because my Volkswagen's a little fucked. What do you charge for an interior?
So I have two packages for interior. I have a basic, which is $100.
Okay.
That really just consists of what you can do yourself. Just like vacuuming, wiping things down. I'm not like doing carpet extractions or cleaning the leather or carpets or anything like that. I'm just, it's basic. It's in the name. And then I have an in-depth for 220.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what I did on his wife's car. It's carpet extraction, cleaning leathers, cup holders, vents, glass, inside out, door jams, just front to back, as clean as you can get it. And that's still like $150 less than anybody around here.
Yeah, and that's just for interior, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, that's sweet. Yeah. We'll see how much I end up doing myself, because at some point I might just snap and say, fucking have someone else do it. Cause I had somebody reach out a couple weeks ago. He's like, hey, can you promote my business? And I've known the guy for my whole life, actually. We kind of went apart when we were kids, but then we kind of met again through a photo shoot a few years ago, which is kind of funny. But I've known him for 18 years, I think, which is wild. But he hit me up, and I'm like, I don't know your service, man. I can't just give you a shout out if I haven't seen your work. Like, I can't. I like you as a person, but I don't put my name on people's work unless I can speak for it. And it's burned me in the past too.
Yep, I've been there.
So it's like, we'll see. And then the other problem is like, he's like an hour north. I'm like, I'll stick with the homies down here.
Yeah, you can just come up to the shop right there. I'll take care of you.
I might, honestly, at some point. We'll see how I feel. I mean, part of me also likes at least doing one or two details myself.
Yeah.
But then I start getting lazy throughout the season.
Well, hey, even if you want to, you can come down to the shop, use my product, and do it yourself.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
I like how close you are. I really should start. Once I figure out the flow with my new job, I'll start fucking around more after the work. But it's just, I've been so fried these last few weeks. But yeah, man, it's good stuff.
Don't work too hard.
Dude, you know what? I'll fucking sleep when I'm dead.
I love that.
I just, I think, well, how old are you?
22.
22. So you're a year younger than me. Damn, I'm coming up on my birthday here.
Yeah, I'm young as shit.
That's the thing. We're in the kind of phase of our lives where you can actually kind of put in the work. You can get away with not sleeping more than 6 hours.
It's been affecting me though.
Oh, it does affect you. Yeah, you look like
even
a meth
being
head.
young.
Okay.
No, seriously. I mean, it's been affecting me actually pretty bad. Just the not sleeping aspect of creating a company. No one tells you that when you create a company, it's going to be this hard. But I'm sure it'll pay off in the end.
Same thing when I was wrapping the Whiplash. No, was it Venom? Yeah, it was some Venom cars, right? Like I remember working until 3 a.m, and I had this stupid fucking glitter vinyl. It was like that diamond. I think it was Avery or 3M or whatever. It was like diamond, right?
Just eats the buffers and the card and everything.
Well, I was over there. I was weeding it, right? So I'm over here
okay.
weeding it, and the light, I'm doing this in my dining room or whatever, and I'm trying to weed this shit out. And because it's that stupid
He's
diamond
blinded.
vinyl, well, it's blinding you, so it's reflecting back, but also you can't see where the stupid lines are. So what is usually a half hour to 45-minute job maximum, it turned into a 5-6 hour thing for this kit. And I was so mad when the guy took it off the same week we got back. I was
Yeah.
like, bro,
All that work for nothing.
all that work. It's like, ugh. And it was a VIP kit. And I was just like, all right, I get it. He wants his car clean. But I'm like, you couldn't keep it for a little bit longer, man. Yeah. So glad I don't do that shit anymore. But no, that's the thing that people don't tell you. And some people do tell you that, business is hard. But the other thing is, at least in my case, like, nobody tells you about what happens when you fail, when you end up in debt. I always tell people, like, after I finished Whiplash South, I was $20K in debt. I'm still paying it off.
Yep.
It's like, that's part of it. But it's just, when you get to a certain point, there is no quit. You just have to do it.
Yep.
Like, you can't just erase money like that.
Yeah, no, the money fluctuation aspect of running a company is intense. Like, I mean, my money fluctuates so much. There's been times where I've been up $20, $30, $40,000, and that's gone within 2 weeks.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, but now that I've learned how to spend money correctly, it's really not there anymore. And there's not much overhead other than paying like a photographer to come in or, disassembly, stuff like that. So, and then shop supplies, all that good stuff too. But
Yeah, I think there's, again, as with anything, the more you practice it, right?
Yep.
So you're going to become a better business owner. You're going to become better at, the services you offer. There'll come a time when you hire people on. It's going to, I think we'll look back on this, hopefully, in 3 to 4 years.
we will.
See where we're at.
No hoping here.
Yeah, no, just as long as one of us doesn't wrap our shit around a tree. That's how negative I think,
Hopefully
bro.
not. This guy's got problems.
Dude, that's where my head goes first. It's like, oh man, like someone's gonna listen to
Think
this.
the worst.
No, I think simultaneously the best possible thing and the worst possible thing. It's like, oh yeah, I'll be a millionaire in 2 years. Oh man, I will be I'll be Stephen Hawking in 2 years. So that's where my head's at. But yeah, I don't know where to take this conversation, man. There's so many different things because we got to catch up, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you want to talk about?
What have you been into lately?
Butt stuff.
Not just your
No butt
business.
stuff.
You got
No butt
anything
stuff.
else that you like going and doing?
do I have what?
Anything else that you got going on?
Yeah. Car related, ideally.
Yeah.
Probably not too much car stuff. I haven't been paying attention to our car scene. Our car scene has been kind of fucked. So I'm not really interested in going out and doing it as much as I would like to. I like going to like Chicago, Tuner Evo and stuff like that.
Okay.
Are you talking about like car shows out here? Or are you talking
Yeah, our
about
car
like,
shows out here are trash. I don't care what anyone says. It's the same stuff every single time.
I'd say it's mid.
I'd say it's trash. It depends on where you're going, but I like to go out of state for car shows, but I don't know. I've been kind of oddly into like conspiracy stuff lately.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to go buy an AR yesterday just cuz. But
Was it like the government's coming or
yeah, no, I'm
lizard
conspiracy
people? What's
theorist
going
here.
on?
I don't know. I like just what we
Flat
got-
Earth Society.
No Flat Earth
Okay.
Society. No,
Nah, those guys are too dumb.
I was about
Yeah.
to say.
They can't even
He's like,
pick
you're
up a
kicked
book.
off the podcast. Get out of here.
I was about to fucking delete this. Like, all right, Sean, find a replacement guest.
No, just stuff that we got going on in the world. My beliefs and a lot of stuff that's going on. I've been just kind of conspiracy theorist right now.
Yeah,
Our
it's
dollar
wild.
bill crashing, government stuff, Russia, China teaming up, all that weird stuff. That's just been kind of what I've been doing in my free time.
Well, I'm guessing. Did you get your new phone yet?
No,
Or whatever. Like, what are you able to like? Are you listening to like the radio or like podcasts or anything during when you work?
no, my phone's destroyed.
Destroyed.
No, I haven't had a chance to listen to the podcast or anything like that, but I do need a new phone. I just bought like a laptop and stuff, so I can probably set it up on there and let it play out.
Just play throughout the day.
Yeah.
Just fill your head up.
Yeah, I'm
some
usually
more.
just listening to music when I'm working.
Right.
And plus being by myself is a little bit depressing, but
Yeah. So
We're
you're solo
always
show.
there for you.
yeah, I appreciate that. Come hang out. Come knock on the door and walk in with some brewskis.
Oh yeah. Oh, you have to send us the address.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, it's the
Where?
same spot that
spot,
you
yeah.
came.
Oh.
Yeah, same
You
place
just
that
moved
you
over
came.
one
2
building.
doors. Yeah, 2 doors.
2 doors down.
Yeah, I moved into unit 17, and then where you came was 15.
Oh, okay.
So literally 2 doors down. But yeah, it's the same spot.
So why do you think our car shows are? You don't even think they're mid. You think they're lame.
I think it depends on the scene you're interested in too. That there's that aspect too.
Okay, I can break it up. So we'll go American car shows. We got Back to the 60s or Back to the 50s or whatever it is in America.
All the classics.
Yep. So those are guys that have been going to that for however many years. Same cars every time. Rarely anything new.
Well, they don't really make 50s anymore.
I know, but I'm just saying people aren't building their cars really anymore. And then we got the Coon Rapids cruise. You got a bunch of idiots driving extremely fast in a 30-mile-an-hour lane, and then kids coming out with their lawnmowers and weird stuff like that. So that's just really not enjoyable to me. I feel like our drive cartel meets have been getting a little bit better. But we still have idiots that come out to that, do the street drifting and ruin it for everybody.
Oh yeah, like that one dude that fucking hit a car last year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you remember that? Holy
Yeah.
shit, what a
That-
clown.
that
So when I
blew
say
up.
like, I guess I could change what I'm saying of maybe the car shows aren't bad. I feel like it's more or less the people and what they're choosing to do when they come out to stuff like that.
There's a lot more idiots, is what you're trying to get at.
Yeah. I mean, we have people that are shooting people. I mean, they're trying to drift in the streets. They're doing burnouts in the middle of the lots, just ruining it for everybody. So that's kind of what I'm saying. It's more or less the people probably than the cars.
Social media
So you're
culture.
telling me Chicago doesn't have this problem?
No, have you ever been to Tuner Evo?
No, I haven't.
So Tuner Evolution is like an indoor meet. So you have to pay to get in. It's like the one they just did at the
Minneapolis
center.
Mile?
Yeah, where they did it inside. So it's like that. That's what I like to enjoy because those are people coming across the U.S. to be in shows like that. So every time you go, it's different.
Right.
You're gonna
Okay,
see-
so it's almost like you're looking for SEMA quality kind of builds.
Not necessarily because I would say at least a third of those cars that go to Tuner Evo are not even relatively close to SEMA quality. They're just different. you
They're
know.
better than SEMA quality, I
Yeah.
guess, if we really think
I'm
about
not
it.
talking about the SEMA
SEMA
trucks. I'm
Yeah,
not talking about
SEMA
those.
definitely does have some bad builds, but I think it's just more like there's a really diverse group that goes to stuff like that. We have
Right.
people that
Okay,
are
so
coming from
you're
like
just
Canada.
you're sick and tired of the street cars.
Yeah, exactly. I'm tired of like the people that keep bringing the same stuff out and they just do the same thing every time. They talk about the same thing. It just never changes.
It's kind of like that old thing, like where somebody like has just been in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota, going to the same bar their whole life. That's kind of the vibe. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, like they peaked in high school.
Yep.
Peaked in high school. Yeah, so I think that's pretty solid. And honestly, I think the best thing we could probably relate that to is when we went to Texas 2K. People around the country, the coolest builds, the fastest cars. I think everybody kind of comes to the same place. I think it's
You're
more
not
than
gonna get that here.
Yeah, you're more of like a national kind of car show
Yeah.
kind of guy.
Yeah, I like meeting people with heavy accents that you can't understand what they're saying, but they've built something that's just extremely out of the ordinary and it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I like.
Who are you thinking about? Who's this person with the thick?
I don't
heavy
know.
accent? Who are
I
you
don't
thinking
know
about?
who this guy is, but
Are you making it up, or did you actually meet someone like this?
I've met people like that. Like those are the type of people that you meet at these types of car shows, like these indoor meets and stuff like that. So that's what I like.
Just like the Kenyan ambassador
Yeah,
who
these
just
dudes that are
built
like
a car
they'll
using
build
gold
like
bricks.
old taxis and they'll put like 2Js in them and just weird stuff. Like that's what I like. I like sleeper builds and all kinds of cool stuff. But I'm kind of over our car scene is just the same stuff every single time.
There was some interesting stuff out today. I really like that orange R8 that we saw today. That thing was pretty sweet. It was slammed. It was like a bright orange.
Second gen R8
Yeah.
with the supercharged VF engineering.
It was different for our scene. Like you don't see that in our scene. So I think things are
Yeah,
starting.
that was a show car.
I also can't say shit because I haven't been to a car show in like 2 years.
There's that
so
too.
I don't know.
2 years ago it was pretty
you-
boring.
c-
Yeah.
Coming from a guy whose car is on jack stands right now,
Hey, watch out.
this is like the pinnacle of like, oh, your car isn't shit, and then like meanwhile
shit doesn't
your
even run.
Yeah, your shit doesn't even have an engine in it.
No, yeah, I definitely can't say shit right now, but just going back a couple of years, I feel
No,
like
that's okay. You can have your opinions,
Mm-hmm.
and I totally see like what you're talking about. You know, we were talking with someone else not too long ago, and they went to out of state. They just went to a local car meet, and they were just like, this is whack. Like, I can't believe we spent the gas to get here just to see everybody's daily commuters.
Literally.
And I get that. I get, being a little bit disappointed going to Coon Rapid Cruise and seeing people in their daily commuters.
Literally just
and
normal traffic.
Yeah, normal traffic showing up to the car show. And yeah, it can be disappointing, but it's those rare hidden gems like the R8 that we saw. We saw a couple Vipers.
I just feel like people aren't really building cars for themselves anymore.
Right.
That's a good point.
Maybe around here that could be kind of a common thing, but I like when people build a car for themselves and not for everybody else.
Not just copy paste.
Yeah.
Right, like they saw it on Instagram. They're like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want the diffuser and big wing.
Yeah, I mean, I have people that come to me for wraps, and they'll send me shit off TikTok.
Oh.
And, like, that shit is so annoying because it's just like, your options are endless when it comes to building a car. Why are you choosing to copy somebody else?
Yeah.
So,
but sometimes people just do things so good too. It's like, I want that too. So it's a
you
nice
gotta
medium.
understand that's on a video, so it's edited. It's not close up. You know, all these things. They're not showing the inside of the car or the bay or anything like that. Like,
let's talk unique. So if we wanted to make Sean's Durango unique, are you saying we should throw that some bitch on some TE 37s on a Durango?
that would be kind of tight.
Get a nice chassis mount wing. Let's do it.
See, that's not me though. I'm not gonna do that because I don't like TEs, and they're not gonna look well on a.
That's the most controversial thing you've said today. I don't like TEs.
Now all the Nissan guys are like, dude, fuck you.
I know.
I've never owned a JDM car or anything that would be I have a Honda CB650. It's a bike from 1979. That's the only thing that I've
like
owned.
cafe racer style.
Yeah, and it's the only thing I've owned that is from Japan, and
I feel like you definitely have to have the love for that style of car if you're gonna own it.
I don't think he necessarily hates it. I mean, there's
I don't hate it.
There's a Japanese car that you'd probably consider if the right deal came up at the right time.
Toyota Corolla GR.
There you go.
Absolutely love that car. But
the new one?
Yeah, the new one, the brand new GR Corolla.
Phenomenal car. I bet that thing will drive for like 1,000,000 miles.
Yeah, looks amazing. I love it. Absolutely, highly recommend anybody if you are looking for one to get one and then let me drive it.
They're manual, yeah.
Yeah, it's a manual.
See, we still got standard everything.
We might have a guest in the future that has one of those, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can work that up to make that happen for you.
Maybe when you guys are doing footage, you can get the GR doing some like reverse donuts or something.
We'll figure something out, man. The next 2 to 3 months of this podcast are going to be like crazy. I think once we start getting to episode like 20, 25, you're going to see a big jump, not just in views, but also quality, just everything. I mean, I got the next year planned out for myself, and that's or not myself, but just Monoxide and the podcast as a whole. And also and I don't know how you operate, but I like trying to bring up everybody around me too. Like I've been teaching so many people how to edit, like videos and stuff. Like there's so many people that have this scarcity mentality, and I think it's bullshit. I think there's more than enough for everybody to go around.
Everyone's soft nowadays. Everyone's afraid to be, called something they're not, or try something different, so
I love competition, dude. I love it when there's a new photographer, like your buddy Mark. When I met him, I was like, oh shit, this guy's good. And then
fuck.
But then I immediately, that's my first instinct, right? Because that's just how I am. And then I beat that instinct down. I'm like, no, hold on. I can help him. He can help me. We can grow together. I can learn from him. He can learn from me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm sure you're the same way when it comes to raps and everything else.
I kind of went backwards though. I went directly against my competition. You know what I'm saying? So like when I started, I was going directly against all my competition. There was nobody competing against me because I was in the beginning. I was at the bottom.
Right.
So I've been working against my competition right now. But there definitely is a few installers out there that are much better than I am, but they're still working, at other shops. And those are the type of people that I like to tell, go out on your own and try it on your own. You'll make people happy, you'll make really good money, and maybe someday you can own where you're working, I like to bring people up as well. I definitely would like to have a good group of friends that are either doing separate things and are really good at it just because you can have a good group of friends to trust and no one's going against each other and always taking in new people and teaching and stuff like that. I love that.
I think you're in a good spot to set yourself up for success. I think I'm pretty stoked on that front. I mean, also there's a 50-50 chance that I'm completely wrong and you just suck ass. I mean, there's that too. You never know. But
God damn.
Like, don't say that. Jeez.
No, I feel like I've been doing pretty well.
No, I'm really excited. When I saw Justin's wrap up close, I was like, yeah, that's all I had to see.
Yeah, there's a couple areas on there that were definitely very difficult where I tried to make the vinyl do what I knew it couldn't, but I wanted to at least try it to see if it could, because if it could, then it would turn out much better. So there's definitely some areas on his vehicle that are going to have to get fixed, but that car definitely turned out really well. And very unique color as well.
It's a great color.
Yeah. I have people that text me, yo, I just saw that TLX you did. Fucking phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
just random people. I just saw it coming down the highway. It looks great, but also, end of the day, we have to understand, too, it is a white car that went purple. So there is going to be areas that will show white. It's inevitable, rock
but that comes down to the
chipping.
customer choosing that, too. Like, for example, the Durango's white underneath.
Yep.
And it's like, that's just part of it. Like, if you want to do the door jams, great. If not, whatever.
Yeah, or spend the extra money and do, like, paint protection up front, roof line, A-pillars, stuff like that, mirrors. Just areas that are high impact and keep them safe on top of your wrap. But
yeah. What's the hardest part about what you do?
I guess you have to kind of explain more further in depth, because
Whether it's wrapping
this
or
is all difficult what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's all hard.
Is there a certain part that you dread? Like, it doesn't even have to be like something that you do like daily, but maybe it's something that, it's removing parts on a car, and it's.
Well, as of right now, like I was saying, I do have a couple of good friends, Ivan and B. They do my disassembly, but that just came about maybe 6 months ago. So I really don't have to dread that anymore and know that these guys are doing it perfectly. They're disassembling and reassembling perfectly. But I would say something that I've been dealing with just running a business is having personal time. I feel like that's kind of like one of the biggest things that's in my head all the time, because what I'm doing, I'm enjoying. Like, I love doing hard stuff like bumpers. I love doing bumpers. Handles are sometimes hard. So I love that shit. Yeah, it might be a little bit difficult to do, or I get a little bit angry, but I feel like the hardest part is definitely like having personal time, especially for my partner and wanting to do things that I want to do, like maybe go out to eat or see a movie or go for a cruise. Like, I really don't have that ability. So I feel like that's probably the hardest part right now. But the job aspect, nothing's really difficult because I'm good at it. I'm doing something that I'm good at, so it's not necessarily difficult. Like when you go pick up a camera, none of that's really hard. It's more or less like a time aspect.
I think that's pretty reasonable. I think the hardest part for me, and I've managed to mitigate it this year a little bit just because I changed up my shooting style a little and putting a little more work on the front end. But it's like, for whatever reason, it's like the editing, like as much as I look forward to it, it's also such a time suck.
Yeah.
Like Justin's photos, sometimes I'll bang a photo out in 5-10 minutes. Other times it might take an hour because it's just not right.
Yep.
Same thing probably applies to wraps. It's like, it's so close, but if it's not perfect, you don't want to put it out. So there's that, because you're putting your name on that. So I think you're kind of doing like a little bit of a creative business at the end of the day
absolutely.
too. But you could just adopt the Google ideology or the Twitter ideology. Get a fucking futon in there, just sleep in there.
Sleep in there.
Yeah, get a
Unfortunately, I can't
projector.
where I'm at because they'll probably get kicked out. But if I could have like one of those over at where they store the cars, I forget what they're called.
Medina,
the
the
Medina.
Motorplex.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, you can't live in those either, though.
You can't.
Oh,
No,
but
no.
people do.
I was gonna say, I thought I see people they put like kitchens. And
Yeah, they
beds and
do,
weird
but you
shit
can't
in
have
there.
that as your mailing address. Basically, that's the
Oh,
thing. So
okay.
you're not technically living there until your mailing address is there. You can usually get away with it to a degree.
No, I don't think they even want people like staying there overnight. Like, they shouldn't.
Medina?
Be, like, yeah,
That's horseshit. No, that's not
I was
correct.
gonna say, I
Yeah.
see those
No,
guys. kick it
I was
there
talking.
all
I
the
was
time.
talking to Mark
Oh.
or somebody. Somebody had a unit there, and they're like, yeah, like you're not supposed to sleep here, like, you know, but somebody
Yeah.
like lets their niece or daughter like stay, and you
Like
know,
a couple
they
days.
always see the car like come in and out, like they're obviously
Yeah.
like sleeping and like living there.
Yeah, yeah.
It might not be their mailing address, but I just don't think they want people like there.
Skyrocketing the water and the electricity. Yeah.
Literally.
But no, if you're there for like the way that I used to explain it to people when I was helping them market it back in the day was like for like a short few month period, I was basically out there just telling people about it. And basically it's like kind of like a cabin for car enthusiasts. Like you go there for the weekend and that's it. Like, you know, but you could probably get away with 1 or 2 nights. But if you're over there in a robe going for a walk,
Just open the door, a cup of coffee, and a robe. You know,
some
look
stupid
around.
little dog, you know, just
good morning, we got here.
yeah. So you could probably get away with a little bit. Take a nap, a 3-4 hour nap onto the next
Oh
day.
yeah, I definitely you can catch me sleeping on the ground here and there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. Another thing that also Mark told me, which was super eye opening, because I've always had this dream to own a barn dominium and run my business out of the barn aspect of the house. And Mark told me something like super eye opening. He's like, if you run your business out of your home in a sense, customers are never going to take you seriously, because what it's going to feel like when they come there is like, that's your house, you just started,
Right.
you're going to be giving out deals and stuff like that. So having an actual shop and then having a home where you can have a business and a personal life is like, that was super eye-opening for me,
Yeah.
because I had wanted to do that.
That makes a lot of sense. Keeping your business separate from
'cause
personal.
then
You
people
know,
will take
if
you
your
more
work is
seriously.
always there, you know, that's why I think a lot of people are hung up with working at home is because
There's no
there's no
separation.
separation. You have to like you have to leave your house now
At
if
some
you want to
point,
get away
yeah.
from work.
Yeah.
Like
Then
that
come back
shouldn't
home
be
and
the
you're
case.
still at
You should be leaving work to go home, not leaving your home to get away from work.
Yeah.
100%. So that's actually kind of what happened to me, because that's one of the reasons I'm a lot happier where I'm at now, career-wise, because like I'm in the office 5 days a week, which granted I can also work anywhere at some point, but it's like previously I was working from home half the week, and it just was like, then I have to spend 10 minutes unplugging my computer, switching to my normal computer, and I just didn't have the drive to edit. Now I just get home, I can go work on everything else. I don't have to worry about separating, you know, church and state or whatever. So that's actually a pretty reasonable thing. Is just don't shit where you eat.
Yeah, I don't know where that dream came from, but I just always thought it'd be
Well,
cool.
I think
like
it's
some
like-
Adam LZ type shit. You know, he's
it's
got
cozy.
a compound at his home, and
And it'd be great for you because, you know, you could still have like that workspace at home for your personal projects, but like maybe not for work. Like you keep that separate.
yeah, I feel like if I ever do own a barn dominium, it'll be more and less just for like personal projects or
Yeah,
a space for my children to play around in when it's winter time or something like that. You know, so
exactly. That's kind of like the dream. That Adam LZ compound is exactly what you want.
that was what that put me on. I was like, dude, I could run my business out of my house and have all these cool cars and we're gonna be drifting. And then Mark was like, yeah, no, you're stupid. Don't do that.
You know who has one of my favorite garages is 458 Destroyer on Instagram. I don't know if you've seen his stuff before.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, he has like those like 20, 30, however many cars, just
They're all
all
on lifts and everything.
yeah, just crazy. There's also a shop down in Iowa. I think it was called like OTL or something. And they did like a crazy shop tour. It's like a Subaru shop. And it's the sickest shop ever. They got, they got storage, they got a paint booth, they got like however many bays. And it looks like a car person's paradise. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's just dreaming, but you got to dream to get somewhere, I suppose.
Yeah, dreams are drive.
That's a good way of putting it. Dreams and drive.
Yeah, dreams are your drive. If you want something, you're probably gonna dream about it before you get it. So use those dreams as drive.
What's next for you? What the next year? What's that look like
Next year, I actually am gonna take a very large leap. I'm gonna be leaving the state.
for you? Okay.
So-
Bye. Nice knowing you.
Yep, see you guys. I would like to move into a warmer state, and which will generate more business for me. Obviously, because people around here, they only get to enjoy their cars seasonally, so that's been kind of detrimental to my company. Winter time, I get slammed with like paint corrections or just detailing stuff like that, and then I get a summer slam for wraps. So moving to a warmer state will actually be better for me. But that's the next step for me. I would like to go maybe South Carolina or something like that.
Okay.
But right now, that's why I'm just focusing on creating more of like a customer like appreciation for my company, where when I leave, I have something I can take with me. I have all these people that are like, Jake does phenomenal work. He does it good every single time. His prices are great, all this stuff, and have those reviews and all that stuff and this work to show that when I do move, I have something that I can take with me and then completely restart again in a sense. So that's going to be the next step.
I like it.
Yeah.
Stockpile it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get ready for it, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be definitely probably pretty hard physically and mentally to do, but
That's what U-Haul's for.
yeah, U-Haul, put the Skyline on the back of it, drive it down there, but
Well, you better at least share that Skyline with us Minnesotans before you leave.
yeah, absolutely. I'm going to let the friends drive it and enjoy it and have fun, but yeah, the Skyline's going to come with for sure.
Make sure to finish it before you leave, though. I need to see it
Hey,
here. I'm not coming down to South Carolina
I'm
often,
trying
bro.
to have it I'm trying to have it done within the next 2 to 3 months.
That'd be pretty sweet. I
I would like
hear
to
it.
have it ready by like June, July.
I know another Nissan guy that's trying to get his shit done real quick.
Everyone's getting their cars done.
Yeah.
I feel so behind. I mean, I've been behind for the last 2.5 years, but still.
You're never going to be caught up. That's the other thing, because the next thing's going to
I
come.
know. That's something that I've always tried to take a step back from as well, trying to keep up with people. Because that shit will make you fail. Trying to keep up with people that you think are doing better than
Social media is the big culprit for that, for sure. Yeah, a lot of people, like, dude, people think I'm, like, for example, I posted at McLaren for April Fool's last week, and everybody.
I was fucking dying. I was like, this guy did not.
But a lot of people are like, but did he? And it's that second guessing that makes me feel so good about myself, because
Yeah.
people believe in me enough to think like, oh, did he get a McLaren?
I know. I saw the post and I was like, I wanted to comment, but I started to look through the comments and there's like, some people were like, no, you didn't. Some people were like, dude, what the fuck? When are you going to bring it by? And I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I was like, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to see where this goes.
I just confused so many people. I love it. Like, for example, like I've brought 2 separate GTRs to shows in the last 4 years, and people are like, bro, you're moving up, and I'm just like, bro, I'm unemployed.
Hell yeah.
But I love it, dude. The level of support that just kind of comes from the car community. If you are in the right circles, that's the big thing too. A lot of people catch themselves in some really shitty circles.
Yeah, my friend group is very small.
Yep.
Very, very
But not even
small.
just a friend group, just supporters in general. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's people I call friends, and then there's people that I'm just like, I know and I'm friendly with, so it's just, and then there's obviously that close circle. Like I was telling Sean, what was it the other day, I think it was, it's like, there's maybe like 5 or 6 people that I will actually show up for if they ask me to do something. But you can only spread yourself so thin.
Yeah, I have a really good blessing where I would say at least 85% of my business is word of mouth.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the amount of people that refer me is I couldn't ask for anything better. I honestly, I barely have to do any sales anymore. The business just comes to me and I just take care of people. And that's like, I couldn't ask for anything better than that.
Yeah,
So.
he's the one that put me on to you. Word of mouth. I asked him like, hey, who can I get a detail done by?
Yep.
Shout out Harris.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm the guy that knows a guy that probably knows a guy.
Yeah, same here.
I anytime I got a question for anything, like, oh, like who do you use for insurance? Like who does insurance? And then
Or like bags for your dad too.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I know a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Harris, and Harris knows a guy.
Yeah, I always tell people if I don't know or if you don't know somebody, I do. Like, I got
Yeah.
somewhere you can go.
Yeah, and even if I don't know somebody, it's like I know somebody that probably knows
Yep,
somebody.
exactly.
So it's like your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
That's just how it is at the end of the day. But shit, man. I mean, that's just where we're at.
Yeah, that's one of the best things that has come from my company. I mean, I've been doing it for a while now, but yeah, I just literally can continue on with my day, and I'll get messages throughout the day asking if I can do something or business will come. I also have stuff posted on like Marketplace too for fun. Angela made like some ads on Marketplace. I get business through there. I got Google, everything.
Do you have a website?
I don't have a website yet.
That's a big thing that I've noticed that a lot of like auto shops in general of any kind have, because like our my business that I work for now, they work with a lot of auto body shops and stuff, and a lot of people don't have websites. I'm just thinking like, go like it doesn't necessarily be you. It could be Angela, for example. Get a fucking Wix account. It's like $20 a month. The website's so plug and play. Upload a few of your photos. That's it. Something simple, just a number or whatever. I don't know, just something
Yeah, I
I've
would
been
like
trying
to
to
have
push.
some sort of website where
Not an ad, by the way.
yeah.
We're not sponsored by Wix.
I fucking hope I will be one day, dude. It's legit. It's the dude.
Hey, shout out Wix. Come sponsor my boy.
No, dude. Like I want to be sponsored by Ice Mountain, Jocko, and now Wix. We'll add them to the list. I got a plan, man.
I've never even heard of Wix. All I know is Squarespace because they're the ones that advertise heavily.
I think Wix had a Super Bowl commercial this year. It might have been Squarespace, but I'm pretty sure it was Wix. But either way, that's huge. It's literally plug and play. Like you drag this, drag that, throw photos in. This is the best advertisement they're ever gonna get. I don't know why they pay other people.
Yeah,
I want a website where people can actually go on and not only see my work, but something where they can go on and see my schedule and then also like apply for whatever service it is that they want, put it on the calendar at a time, and then I can see that. And
yeah, there's
stuff like
schedulers
that,
and stuff out there. Again, a lot of plug and play stuff. It's actually crazy. I'm not sure who would do that, but again, like they have a lot of extensions and apps. Sometimes you have to pay a little bit, but at the end of the day, if it generates you business, fuck it.
Yeah, I definitely
it saves you
slack with
time,
that.
so you don't have to, you're not constantly messaging them or you're, spending time on a phone call.
Yeah, I slack in the aspect of being like controlled with who's booked, where, what time, how, what they're getting, all that stuff. That's definitely one of my biggest struggles.
One thing that you could even do, right, is
I'm still using my fucking notes app.
yeah.
Like that's how bad it is. I'm like, I got to scroll through my notes app. I'm like, okay, we got someone coming in this month. This time.
There's a calendar app.
I know.
that you can add
my friend
events
Andrew
to.
just literally just showed me Google Calendar like 5 months ago. I was like, where the fuck has this been my whole life? And I still don't use it.
Dude, anything you could do to like just give yourself those precious seconds back in your day. Like if you start investing a little, if you could save like a half hour here and there, that adds up over a
it
year.
definitely does add
Let's
up.
get you some more sleep.
Yeah.
Let's find something.
Look at
to
these
do.
bags,
Yeah,
dude.
after
Come on,
this,
look like
what
I
are you
smoke
doing?
Crack. I'm going back to work.
No, go take a nap,
Nope.
dude. It's Saturday.
Nope. I'm
No, he'll
working.
nap when he's dead, bro.
Yeah, I go to sleep when I'm dead. Yeah, no, I'm in the middle of wrapping that 240 right now. That's getting a full wrap, ceramic coating on the wrap, the wheels, everything. So
Yeah.
I'm going back to work.
Everything I tell to all my entrepreneur friends, it's like, dude, you don't want to be working this forever. You want to be able to take a vacation one day, because if the place doesn't function without you, you are the business, and you don't want that to be the case forever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm just like trying to put in all this work that I potentially can while I'm still young and I have the energy to do so, and then create a foundation where I have employees, I have a front desk person, and I know that installs are being done correctly up to, my standards, stuff like that, or detailing. Because I've had a couple people come work with me and do detailing, and I always get told I'm an asshole. But I'm not trying to be an asshole to those people. I'm just trying to, there is a standard for these people that are coming in. They're going to check areas that maybe you don't know about because it is their vehicle. So you want to make sure that you're getting underneath the seats, you're opening up consoles. Sometimes I have customers bring in their cars with like a console full of stuff, and I won't touch it because like maybe that's their personal belongings. But those are things that a lot of younger people that want to get into detailing, that they don't actually understand that
Right.
When customers bring you their car, there's stuff in that car for a reason, or there's areas that they want clean that they may not tell you, and they're going to look for when they pick their car up. So like
It happens, dude. Like I think every customer should be able to pick up their car in a clean way. Like not necessarily just detail shops, but also from a shop. Like I'm not gonna say who it was or what car it was, but one of my friends picked up a car, and it's like it got, I think it got wrapped or tinted or detailed or whatever, and then he picked it up, and it's like, why is this fucking thing dusty?
Yeah.
Like something wasn't done here.
that's their money. They worked for it, and
Yeah.
they're getting something that's not necessarily a necessity, but it's something they want to enjoy. And that's something I try and focus on, and stay affordable. I don't want to charge an extreme amount, but I still want to do better than everybody else is. And so these people can actually enjoy something that's not really a necessity. It's just something they want done.
So this is something that I always do before I take the car to a detailer, is that I do a pre-clean, especially if I'm getting interior. done, I'm gonna grab all the important stuff, papers, documents, anything in the cup holders, like loose change,
Yep.
anything out of the car, so that you're able to actually clean everything.
Yeah.
And so, like, is that wasted effort?
No, you're like probably maybe 3% of the population that does that. So shout out to you, seriously.
And it's kind of like that, like, oh, like the cleaning lady's coming to my house, like I better pick up and organize before she gets here, so that
that's the way it should be.
You know, she can get to cleaning and not just moving my stuff around.
Yeah, that means that you're respectful.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all.
You know, and that's like, you know, with my wife's car, she leaves all like her bags and all the stuff in there. I didn't clean out the center compartment, and you did leave that alone.
Yep.
But like that doesn't need to get cleaned. I was more worried about like the floor mats, the
I mean,
seats. Like I wanted you to be able to access everything.
Yeah, not touching personal belongings is something that I've learned in the past. I've had customers where I will actually like remove their personal belongings and they'll be furious because the shit you can find in some people's cars is insane. I mean, you can find like personal stuff, like account information, like money, like
vibrators.
Diamonds. I've found vibrators, like weird stuff, and these customers they'll be extremely furious. So I've honestly just taken a step back, and if they leave stuff in the car, I'm not touching it, and I'm not going to clean around it because I don't want to take that. Especially, I don't want a bad review on Google, but nonetheless, I don't want to make my customers angry. So, I mean, I found like over $5,000 in a center console and told the customer about it. I was like, dude, like I found this in your console. I don't know if you knew about it. It was like you pulled the console down and it was behind it, like in an envelope. And I was like, I don't know if you knew about this, but here's the money. And he's like, I didn't know it was there. And here's $1,000.
Wow.
So like it can play out good, but it can also play out bad too, because that could have been like maybe their stash money and I touched it.
Oh yeah.
You know, so you definitely want to be careful, especially when you're working on someone's maybe pride and joy too. So
yeah, I've seen people post pictures that work at like auto body shops or like they're mechanics. People bait them and leave like $200-$300 in like the center console or like somewhere hidden in the car, and then you know afterwards they'll like
it's gone,
and then they'll go back and they'll get you fired. They'll do whatever they can to
you definitely want to be cognizant of people's belongings for sure.
Yeah, so sometimes people are just baiting you.
Yeah, I've learned that. I learned that very quick. I've never stolen from any cars, but I've definitely touched things that people did not want touched, and they get really mad.
Yeah, well, I'm always worried about like my loose change. Like I'm afraid like somebody's gonna just pick out all my quarters or something.
Yeah,
I'm like,
see,
damn, those are my quarters.
Yeah, and if I have,
that's my loose change.
I also have people that will like leave absurd amount of coins in their center console or something like that. I'll just put it into a Ziploc bag and then put it into the center console for them. So because it's like car wash money, or maybe it's for the laundromat or something, you know, that they're keeping around. You don't want to disrespect them either. So
I'm just fucking lazy to get them out of my cup holder, man. Leave me alone.
Do you got like popping shit in there? They're all stuck or what?
I don't think they're stuck, man. I've just been too lazy because like
sticky.
There's a lot of things that are sticky when it comes to me.
What the hell?
Yeah, no. This is him like all the time, by the way.
Dude, doesn't mean keeping it mellow.
You're gonna get canceled.
He's actually mellow right now. He's usually firing these off like every 5 minutes.
Dude, I'm sober. Keep this in mind. I barely drink coffee. Like this energy drink is as much caffeine as I consume in a week.
So you're caffeine sober.
No,
I'm sober. Like I drink like twice a year. I'm just a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, I don't drink water. I drink Coronas.
Attaboy, I like it. I mean,
there's water in that Corona, so checkmate.
Bro, little fucked up fun fact for you. Ooh, that's a nice segment. I'm gonna coin that.
Fucked up fun fact.
Fuct up fun fact.
I'm gonna coin
that.
that.
Put it like in the video.
I'll get a neon sign here. But no, so back in like I don't know, pre-1600s or whatever. Basically, people were constantly shit-faced. They weren't drinking water because water was dirty. So, but alcohol, because, kills germs and all that stuff, people were just constantly drinking beer or whatever they made, like wine back day. So everybody was just nursing a buzz all the time, just walking around because they couldn't drink water.
Hell yeah.
So
are you sure it wasn't because their lives were miserable and it was the only way to drown out like their terrible lives? I can't imagine the 1700s were that great. and there was anything else to do besides
What really even
drink.
happened then?
What's wrong with the 1700s, Sean? Are you talking about the great creation of this nation of America?
Yes.
As somebody
Taxes.
who was here originally, yeah, something terrible did happen.
Oh, I also saw this on Facebook the other day. Maybe somebody can verify for me. When the whole taxation without representation thing happened, wasn't it like only like a 3% tax, and now we're all getting taxed like 40%?
Yeah. No, I just learned that taxes was just created, like taxing was just created maybe like however many years ago.
No, it's always been around. No,
taxes
it's,
have been
No,
around
I'm-
for a long time
I'm talking
since
about,
like
like,
the Romans. They were
Really?
taxing their people
for protection and just
to
whatever.
fund
yeah.
the army. You can't pay
Really?
your army without money.
Yeah,
True. I thought it was like taxable,
No,
like working and shit like that.
It depends on the
There's always
type of
been
tax,
a tax
too.
man.
Has there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I'm
always
tripping.
been. Yeah, I
There's
don't know what
Too much conspiracy, yeah.
theories. You need to stop listening to them.
I gotta get off fucking Instagram reels.
You need to start doing some
Read a
your
book.
own firsthand research.
Yeah, I gotta read
that's
a
what I
book.
do a lot of times. I'm like, there's no way that's real, and then
Yeah.
I'll like Google it, and then like do my own research, and then draw my own conclusions. And I'm like, okay,
It's tough, though, dude.
you were speaking half truths. This is the full truth.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. A lot of people are relying on ChatGPT right now, and it's actually been proven that there's been times where it's been like not just wrong, but hilariously wrong. So apparently, ChatGPT. So you might remember the 2021 season of Formula One, maybe not. Basically, when you Google what was so special about that Grand Prix, well, most people will remember that basically there was like a bullshit kind of like what was it, red flag, yellow flag? I think it was red flag, and the person who won, Max Verstappen, basically was the illegitimate winner. What ChatGPT said was the other guy won, Lewis Hamilton won, and he got his 8th championship. And it wasn't just wrong; it was hilariously wrong. So it's just
There's
like,
like legitimate footage and everything.
Yeah,
right.
Well, ChatGPT doesn't just speak in truths. It can also make up stories.
It made that shit up real
it
quick.
has that function, and also they put it through like medical school, and it got like a C. It got like it averaged a C minus or C grade through medical school. So ChatGPT could be like the worst doctor, but they said that.
It's just how you're killing people.
But they said ChatGPT, the creators said the next iteration it should be able to get a B for the final.
It's
grade.
going to get better and better. And don't get me wrong, like there is a space for it, but I'm definitely not as scared as I was. So instead of it being like a 2-year timeline, I'm thinking like 5-year timeline. Like it's going to get better and better. But my point being, it's like it's going to be harder to distinguish what's real and what's fake.
Yeah.
But that's why,
I mean, that's already an issue. Did you see the picture of the Pope Francis in the big white puffer jacket?
that was hilarious.
Everybody was like, "Whoa, he's got some drip."
Yeah, it was a Balenciaga, right? So we all know what happened with Balenciaga,
Yep.
whatever, recently. So yeah, it was like a picture of Pope
I
Francis.
feel like that still might be a part of the media too.
What?
Like the way that Balenciaga's portrayed.
Oh, dude, who knows?
I don't think anybody cares anymore.
Yeah. I was gonna say that was the thing for like 3 days.
That was hot for like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's like ridiculous. Like if you combine all these different AIs together, right? Like for example, like I don't know if you saw any of my reels, but the ones where like I have Trump and Biden talking to each other, it's like it's
That
so
shit's
easy.
so funny.
The AI voices.
Yeah, so it's like so many things can be taken out of context, and then once we start really getting better, like face filters, which there's probably a few really good ones out there, then we're talking about like. I don't know. We'll probably have like Putin saying he likes ponies or whatever here real soon. It's going to be realistic. Like, while riding a bear, who knows? Like, there's just so many.
Yeah.
The next 10 years is going to be wild. And it's
I
going
mean,
to
we
be.
still don't even have the ability to even try some of the things that the government has the ability to play with, like
Oh yeah, those
electronics
guys
and
have
stuff.
like straight up supercomputers.
Yeah.
That's what we like to think. But sometimes I'm a skeptic. Like, for example, like when people talk about military grade steel, and then anybody who's been in the military just kind of chuckles like that's
Yeah, they're
garbage.
like, yeah, that's fake.
Yeah,
or,
so-
or like the moon landing and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I just find that stuff weird.
Oh boy.
Wait.
What is that?
I believe in the moon landing.
You do?
Yeah, I believe that. There's definitely I see a world, especially back then when they thought it was the most important thing to get a man on the moon, and they would have worked their asses off to get there, and then they did it, and they're like, you know what? We don't need to do this anymore because that was crazy.
I think the government puts birds
No,
and
stop.
batteries in each other. They put batteries in
They're watching
birds.
us.
That you know that's literally made up to, as like an anti-conspiracy theory.
Yeah, yep.
It's supposed to be making fun of conspiracy theorists.
it's wild.
And then
They got that, too.
and then they latched onto it.
I saw this super cool thing. It's this company. They're called Capable, and they make clothing where it's like a cape, where it can't do face recognition. Where like you'll be walking through the streets and it'll think you're like a giraffe, and it actually won't see your face, but it's like a sweater that they make. They do
wow.
all these like super weird patterns and stuff on it. But these people are like so scared of like face recognition, like you're gonna get caught jaywalking or some weird
Yeah,
stuff.
like they're James Bond, and
Yeah.
they need to be worried that
But they're like a
their
legitimate-
FBI agent is tracking them at all times.
Yeah, they're like a legitimate clothing line. They have like 15,000 followers, and they're selling these things for like $400, and it's just a sweater. I'm like, yo, I was like, I kind of want to get one to see if this works.
That's
It's freaking wild. Oh man, you can have a lot of fun with conspiracy theories, and honestly, it's wild that a lot of them, or not a lot of them, but a decent amount of them, a scary amount of them, end up being true too. There's that too.
South Park, baby.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, I've been recently getting into South Park, man, and the one that's been, I told Sean this earlier, the one that's had me dying laughing this week is the episode where it's like, my mama was walking down the street and she had no shoes on, and when somebody asked, did you lose your shoes, she's like, no, I found one. It's just like, oh my god, dude, just ridiculous. Oh, but we'll see what happens, man. I don't know, but should we finish up with our final question, the new usual one?
Yeah, we're gonna start doing this now, where we're gonna ask the guests. They got to pick 3 cars. You got to pick a daily, a show car, and
A track car.
Track car.
In 90 seconds or less, please. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, you can take your time. Don't worry. But like,
Daily R6 Avant.
all right,
That's been the standard here.
That is pretty much the gold standard. I
Ultimate
think it's-
Dadmobile.
It's got the most answers for daily.
Yeah. R6 Avant for sure. What else? Show car. Show car, I'd probably be somewhere like maybe like a Liberty Walk 458.
I like that. Okay.
You said Liberty Walk,
Aventador.
Aventador.
That's dope too.
Yeah.
I also like who is it? Someone makes like this crazy wide body Cullinan. It's really unique.
I
forget who
feel like I've
makes
seen it, but yeah, okay.
That would probably go hard.
Yeah. And then track car. This is a good one. I don't know. I feel like if I had a track car, I'd want something that's not extremely fast but fun to handle. So maybe like a fully built EG hatch Civic or something like that.
Oh, set up for
Track, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe like a boosted B series or something.
Okay.
I don't know, like something fun.
Yeah,
Something that grips corners tight, that still goes a little bit fast, and it's obnoxiously loud and still unique in itself.
Yeah,
I do
think,
like Type R yellow or something too.
My answer was a Porsche GT4 Cayman. I think that would be
Hell yeah.
perfect. Not something not too powerful, but still very capable.
Yeah, I got a thing for old Civics.
I like
Really.
it.
Yeah, like EFs and stuff.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I love to hear it. That'll be our future
Those are
track
so
car.
hard to like find out here because they're usually all rusted
Yep.
and
Yeah.
don't look good.
We saw some cool Civics in Texas, dude.
Yeah.
Or just cool like Honda
Just
stuff.
yeah, just roller cars. Just highway rolls.
That's
Drag you. Sleepers.
what was that thing that raced us when we got back? Was that an
That?
Integra or something?
Was jeez, I don't even remember. It was we were so fucking tired.
Dude, we were so tired coming back from Texas. It was like that thing was making some serious fucking power.
Yeah,
though.
that thing smoked me. If he had was it 4th or 3rd gear, he would have just kept pulling.
That's right. Yeah, he literally shouts at us through the window.
Yeah,
He's like,
he's
"I don't got third."
Yeah.
I'm like, "That's the one you need the most."
Literally, yeah. When I do pulls, it's 3rd, 4th, done. That's it.
You stop at 4th, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I stop at 4th. I gotta get a. I gotta.
Is
get
that
a-
where you're supposed to stop?
Yeah. You gotta stop at a certain point.
Dude, if I go through fifth, I'm flying.
Yeah, dude.
That's unnecessary.
If I hit fifth gear in the like top of fourth in the BMW, I'm doing like 140, maybe 150.
Yeah, that's kind of where we got when you and I went against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's intense. That's
Yo,
a little
wait,
too
what?
fast.
No,
You remember when we took the Beamer in the Golf?
and we did the speed limit.
Yeah, we were doing the speed limit. Not that was
Yes.
yeah.
You were doing 40 to 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
the number
raced
40 was
from
in there.
Yeah, somewhere. You have to look for it.
I had to look for it.
We raced from the starting line to the other side of the light.
What light?
From light to light.
I don't do the light to light stuff. That's the other thing too. I really do not endorse that. That's just like where people get killed. Like you just accident, like somebody crosses the street or whatever. Like
Nobody crosses streets out here. Nobody.
You got to
should
be responsible when you race, you know?
no, like I mean, sometimes you can get away with like light to light, but it depends where you do it. Like if it's like St. Paul, for example, you shouldn't be doing it in the middle of the city.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
If we're out here in the middle of fucking nowhere where we're at,
There's some good
we're in the
back roads
suburbs.
back
We're
here.
not in the middle of nowhere. Come on.
yeah. Well, if you're on the edge of town where we're at, does
Yeah.
that sound better? It's
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere. Like that makes sense. Light to light, okay, that's reasonable. But like I've seen people that like go racing through like, you know, like dense areas, light to light, and that's where it's like just stupid.
Yeah.
Well, they just want to show off what they have.
Yeah, they're like, look at how many eyes are watching me right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I race, I'm like back roads.
Yeah.
Nobody around.
I don't want anybody to see me.
Yeah, I don't want to see someone or have someone see me take an L.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't want people to see me losing.
A loser. Shit, man. Well, I think that kind of wraps this up. I mean, we hit the hour and a half mark, which that's kind of like where we kind of cap it out. It's like, all right, man, we've been going. So, Jake, I appreciate you.
Yes.
I think, you know, it was great to have you kind of come out here and just tell us about your business, but also everything you got going on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We like having a wide variety of guests on this show that are within the car community, but take it beyond that. So I think you're a good example of that as well. So where can people find you?
You can find me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, at Automotive Alterations, or personal account, Jake Bird. Google, anywhere, honestly, or ask your friends. Sure they know.
Sweet. And then Sean, where can people find you?
I'm at 1MN Mopar, just posting the cars and stuff. Hopefully, now that the car show season's back up and running, we get more content. Just check it out.
Exciting stuff. And then you guys are watching the Monoxide podcast, or not watching, I guess, but listening. So I appreciate all of you for coming on. The support's been pretty gnarly. You know, having people hit me up, walk up, you know, just being like, hey, that was actually surprisingly good. So thank you for supporting us and our guests. So we'll see you next time.